Welcome to the show, guys. This is episode number 23, Compassion. We will start off the show with a little bit of over there frequency tuning with sound bowl. So, missed the last episode. I worked super late, got home too late to do an episode, and I apologize for that. So, tonight's episode is on compassion. Compassion. Well, compassion is very magical. Compassion is one of the most direct physical expressions of your soul, your essence, your divinity. And so when you express compassion, you are expressing the love of Source or the Creator or God or whatever term you like to use. So, compassion is how you show people the God that you believe in. You know, don't tell me about your God. Show me your God with your actions and your communion and your fellowship, or by the fruit that you bear. And so I had seen someone post on the Facebook, a Christian friend or a group or something like that. Somebody was talking about being face to face with God, and people was like, "Oh, you can't look at God, and you wouldn't be able to see God. You wouldn't be able to withstand it as a human." And that is that's nearly nonsense, because you have a face-to-face with God every time you look in the mirror. You have a face-to-face with God every time you talk with friends, family, and relatives. Every time you talk to strangers on the street, and how you treat nature and animals. These are all expressions of God, and how you approach God and your interaction with it is constant and forever changing, knowing, and growing, because the only constant is the change. And so it's sad to see that illusion of separation with people who are still so, in essence, they're spiritually hungry, but they are just kind of they haven't been showed truths. Subconsciously, they know everything, but we are a product of our belief systems, the BS. And a belief system is everything that you've been taught since you were an infant to play the human game. As soon as you're born, part of the belief system is you're taught language, because without language, without words, without these spells, then you can't communicate it with us in this game. And that's part of the belief system. And then you have filters of how your parents taught you a man or a woman should act, or how you should act towards society. And then you have belief systems of religion and spirituality that confused separatists have basically had an agenda and used whatever means necessary to try to make everyone believe that agenda, that their teaching is the one true teaching, and they worship the one true God. But if there's only one God, the one essence that is everything, then if you believe in one God, then it is still the same. The same one is one. And so compassion, I guess that's why, all the stories of Jesus are profound, because of the compassion that the stories him portray. And so compassion is connecting with the essence of the love energy that we would call source, the divine love and light. So when you express compassion, you are expressing the God inside of you. And then you can take it to the next level of compassion in action. And that is where you try to always stay in that compassion vibration, and you try to transmute all of your actions and energy and conscious decision from that vibration of compassion, the compassion frequency. And so this compassion energy, this frequency that is very resonant and powerful. This is the essence that you use to heal yourself. Compassion and that frequency, that vibration is the most beautiful healing thing that exists in this 3D plane. It is the essence of the divinity inside of yourself. When you see natural disasters, you see people come together and help one another out of love of their heart. And that's that compassion in action. That is always been the light that I've seen through all the darkness, through my journey of this experience and my growth and learning, even through all of what I would call the dark time that I went through, where everything seemed like there was no light anywhere but the but the little spark in my mind that was seeking to find the light in all of the darkness. And humanity coming together during disasters always showed me. And now you have Facebook, and so you always see these random videos of people acting out of their compassion, and then sadly enough, most of the time the ones you see are the extreme, because it's somebody that has been stereotyped that wouldn't show compassion, and then that stereotype does the opposite and shows compassion against the stereotype, such as a police officer giving a homeless man shoes, or people with extreme opposite beliefs helping one another. But that's beautiful. Like, in essence, that's that new energy, that's the shift, that is the breath of life that is coming to us all, is that increase of that compassion frequency. It's of a higher essence, it's a higher frequency, compassion. And compassion in action is the magic you have to change the world, and it all starts with the one, the you. Everything starts with you. You want to see God, experience God, it starts with you, it's inside of you. You want to change the world, change your life, change your perception. Approach every situation with compassion and gratitude. Everybody has many, many things to be thankful of. If you're somebody that's able to watch or listen to the show, then you have many things to be blessed for, compared to a lot of other people. So there's always things to be thankful for. Every day that you wake up, every breath that you take is a beautiful gift to be thankful for. And once you start sending out that gratitude vibration, then you're gonna the universe is going to send abundance. Call that is the vibrational response. If you want love, give love. You can take all scriptures and all religions across the entire globe and you can compile it all into one single word. And if you could live your life and express from that one single word, you need nothing else. No other belief system or anything whatsoever. All you need is love. All you need is love. Come on. The whole Bible, the whole message in essence is love everybody. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It is very simple. Very, very simple. You can teach this to toddlers. Yeah, here we are in a world full of spiritual toddlers. And they all know better, but they just dumber. And that's okay. So, treating everybody that you want to be treated is, it even goes back to old biblical stuff. Treat others the way you want to be treated. So, in essence, everything you see around you is your universe. Everything you see is an expression of you. You are the expression of all creation. It is expressed through you and to you, and you are swimming around in the soup of that energy that we would call God, like a fish. So people trying to look for God is like a fish trying to look for water. And so I am you. And everybody you see and everything that you see around you is you. So think about that. I am you sitting here telling you what you think you might need to hear to remember that you are everything, and everything you see is of you. So, how do you treat yourself? How do you talk to yourself in your mind? That's where it starts. We talk about frequency control and all that. Everything is conscious, even your thought. And so in this illusion of this reality, which is thought energy made manifest, this is your manifest. We can say co-creation, but why? Because that's starting off with a separation. So I am you, and everything you see is expression of you. So how do you talk to you? How do you treat you? How do you talk to your friends and family? That is you. How do you treat you? Who is God? That is you. How do you treat yourself? How do you treat yourself in your mind? Are you judgmental to yourself? Then you're judgmental to yourself. You're judgmental to all those expressions of yourself. What you would call the energy that it is God is not judgmental. That is a human attribute applied to a compassionate energy that can't be nothing but of that highest vibration of compassion. So anything outside of that vibration is a creation through the illusion made manifest here in the 3D, or this illusion of reality that you have created yourself. And it all comes from how you interact with yourself, with your self-talk, and with your talk and thoughts, and your self-thoughts towards one another, and everything that is that expression of the one. It seems so simple once I finally understood it. I felt like an idiot. It was like an aha, you know. But then I couldn't get over this kicking myself in the ass mind frame for a little short period of time, because it was so simple, so simple, that the message, all of it, is oneness. And it's all about the one, the expression of the one that you are, and your interaction of that one made manifest all around you in this illusion that we call reality. So, I love you. Do you love you, once you love yourself and forgive yourself for anything you're holding against yourself, then maybe you can release those same qualities that you think these other expressions of you have that may be bad. And the magic of the illusion and the energy and the manifest is inevitably that changes everything, changes the game. There's an episode that I have called Change the Game, an episode called Exit the Matrix, an episode called Hell. This is how you do all of these. It's how you change the game. It's how you exit the matrix. It's how you leave hell. Because this is the illusion. Hell is an illusion, and it's a mind frame, and the only way it exists is in this illusion here on this reality, on this rock that we call Earth. Heaven and hell exist here, not in the afterlife. There is only life, always is and always will be, and the life is from the one source, which you are. That. So I know without a shadow of a doubt that compassion and action will change the paradigm. It will change everything that you could ever imagine so quickly. It is the new revolution. I know some of my listeners out there are rebellious, just like I am. Well, you want to rebel, you want to make real change, you want to stand up for what is meant to be stood up for. Don't have to fight anymore. That is the old energy. It's the old mind frame. The revolution starts with you and compassion and action with all of your brothers and sisters, all the expressions of the one source, of God, of the creator, of yourself. Compassion and action is the revolution. Compassion and action is the reason you came here. To remember the essence of the love and light and the oneness of all creation inside of you, so that you could express compassion and action and change the illusion, so that we can all together, or you and all the expressions of you, can grow up from being spiritual babes into connecting with the essence of love and light that is all things, and the compassion and the and the compassion and action of that essence. Be rebellious. Be revolutionary. Be the beautiful light. Be the love and light that you are, and let that light shine with every action that you do, and you will find the ultimate freedom and the ultimate vibration and peace that you could ever want. Express the divinity that you are. Don't overcomplicate it. Go easy on yourself as the spiritual babes that we are. I forgive myself for not knowing. That compassion energy that is God would never be judgmental. There's no such thing as hell. Sin is an illusion. These things do not exist. What you would call God is nothing but compassion. Would never judge you. You don't judge a baby for not being able to talk and walk or to use the restroom. It's the same reason that compassion energy that is what you would call God cannot be judgmental. This is why sin cannot be real. This is why hell does not exist. If you try to imply that the energy that you would call God is any of these things, you're just adding your duality, which is the illusion that you will call darkness, to that compassion energy that is the creator and the source. But it's okay, because you didn't know. Because you're only connecting to this vessel and this reality, and so you didn't know. Just like when you were a baby, you didn't know how to talk. So you didn't know how to navigate yourself. You didn't know how to treat yourself. And that is okay. So change how you treat yourself. How is that self-talk and how is that self-thought going on? Is that self-talk and is that self-thought, is that playing out into your action and your words to other people? If you're a spiritual person or a person of God, how are you communicating with God? Do you think your God is judgmental? If you think your God is judging you, then you're probably judging your God. Judging your God, you're judging the nature, the essence, the expressions of the other people. And that energy is reflecting back in this mirror of this illusion that creates this reality. And that's where the disharmony comes from. But you are a creator. and you didn't know, then that's okay. So connect with the compassion. See if anybody's commenting. Anybody got any questions or comments that are live with us or with me tonight? Parents out there, you can really a lot of parents can really put themselves in that compassion frequency and understand what that compassion means. Because you are, in essence, the sons and daughters of the Creator, and so you have a child, and you know how you wasn't judgmental of that newborn baby, that direct divine connection that was already with the light of the all and made manifest right here in the 3D. The most beautiful thing that you can experience on life is that new life. A newborn baby is so the vibration is out of this world. It transmutes all things, that essence of that newborn baby. And so as a parent, that feeling that you have whenever you see or had that newborn baby in your hands that was an expression of you, that's still not even close to the compassion and energy that you would call God. But as a parent who's experienced that, you have just touched that essence, so you can understand that. The answer is always the same, Sandy. Anytime you have a question of your reaction to anything, it should always be compassion, and that compassion in action. It's not an easy thing. And this illusion with all the belief systems of judgment and all the separation of you and I, it's not easy to grasp that oneness and that compassion energy and that compassion in action. One has described it as a narrow path. But the answer is always on how to approach any situation is with compassion. And a lot of situations you might need to cut off, separate yourself, so you're not reacting to a situation, so you can act towards a situation with that compassion instead of reacting with emotion. That way you're not being a reaction to the action of others. That way you're not an effect to a cause. Be a cause to the effect. Anybody else watching live with any questions or comments? I understand the reason why all of this can be so complicated, because everything you've ever been taught has been separation and duality, and everything you know of reality is that duality. This is where all the symbology of being reborn and resurrected and transmuted and all of these things come from shedding that duality and understanding the essence of oneness. And everything you've ever been taught from your parents, everything you've been taught from your spiritual teachers of religion has taught you this separation, and nobody has tried teaching you the oneness. All of this stuff is old and ancient, even though it's dwelled with inside of you. And so all these people seek this power and numbers and their belief systems to inevitably help fool themselves, but because they know everything relies on the one and the essence that is inside of them. And so to help them believe the lie, they seek numbers. That's why the truth is liberating, and it doesn't matter who believes it. You don't need powers and numbers for truth. Truth is truth, and it doesn't matter who believes it. The experience can be percolated in many ways. In essence of us being the one, the essence of our oneness before we come manifest in this 3D reality, in this expression of this illusion that we come here to grow and learn. We have picked many of our lessons, many of our strives. Some of them have been lessons that we had chose to learn in previous experiences, and then we didn't learn them, and we went back to the essence of all knowing, the oneness that we are, that we chose, that we still had to have these certain experiences to percolate us, to be a wave of momentum to push us in a certain direction. And so in a tough situation where we would think the universe or God or the essence is bullying us or being mean to us, we have to try to extract ourselves from the one as this vessel in this experience, and try to see ourselves and our life as the watcher that you are of this avatar. And from this extracted point of view as the watcher of this situation, then we can try to see the underlying lesson to any experience that we don't think is fair. Maybe it could work for both of you. There's so many options these days for treatments. Once we extract ourselves from the box of the old paradigm of everything we've been taught about pharmaceuticals and all this, there are many alternative methods that we haven't explored for many ailments. A personal from what I know quantum healing hypnosis does, I would definitely say it wouldn't hurt for anyone. But then there's other herbal methods that help with some of these things. And then there's the quantum healing approach, which is all new found territory, as I imagine you know if you know about quantum healing hypnosis. I hope I was able to shed a little light on your question, Sandy. And I thank you for being here with me. The world has not been acting on compassion for such a long time. Everything of this illusion, this force, this duality, and this extraction of that compassion. The news, the TV is specifically programmed to extract the essence of that compassion, showing you murders, hate, war. They've conditioned you to not be compassionate. That's why you have to disconnect from the illusion. Yeah, everything that you could think of has been programmed against you to lose that light inside of you. Is that compassion. The light inside of you is compassion. The energy of the Creator is compassion. It's so easy to see that everything on the TV and everywhere else has extracted that essence of compassion, showing you war, showing you not to think for yourself, showing you to look for God outside of yourself. Has done nothing but damper and try to beat down and make that energy be programmed out of you. Do we have any other questions and comments for tonight? It's really that simple, guys. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat yourself as you want to be treated. Express that compassion, that energy, that essence of what you are in everything you do, in every type of situation, and every time you communicate with one another, with your brothers and sisters. No more war, no more hate. Treat others as you want to be treated. Be the essence that you are. Be that light. Be that compassion in action. And watch everything change. I really love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, with every bit of my being. I'm glad all of you guys joined me tonight, and I'll be back Thursday, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after that, every other Thursday here at 8:30. You can find all of our episodes on the website, higherfrequencies5d.com. You can find the audio and video on there. You can download them, listen to them while you drive in your car or whatever. You can find the last 10 episodes on Google Play and iTunes. And you can find all the videos on YouTube. And I think you can find most of them on Facebook. Facebook.com/higher frequencies. 5D, I think is. I know if you type higher frequencies, you'll find us. So yeah, I'm eternally grateful for being able to be here to express my compassion to you guys. And I love each and every one of you. And I hope every day is beautiful as you express compassion and action and the essence of the oneness of love and light that's inside of you. Peace and love. Namaste.